And good morning. It is a beautiful morning, that it is. Your sunshine, and you know what? You've stepped into the hottest spot in town, the place that's going to keep you informed, entertained, and most certainly going to keep you elevated to look to the positive every day. I want to welcome you into another show that's designed to keep you up on what's happening in the community, around the community, about the community, what's good for you, what's not good for you. I tell you every day, this is a place where you can sit, talk about the things that's uncomfortable. This is the place that's going to tell it like it is. And as always, I always have phenomenal guests, and today is not any different. This young man that's on with me today, I can't even find a word to describe how I feel about him, about what I've learned about Abraham Sculley in the last 2 months. It has really blown me away. And Abraham, I want to give you your props. As my mother used to say, give me my flowers while I'm here. And you deserve so many for what you're doing in this community. Your name and what the work that you're doing, Abraham, is flowing in the air just like a hummingbird. And I just say, keep it up, keep it up. And thank you for getting up early, because I called you last minute and I said.
You did, but it's Sunshine, so you make exceptions, you know, you make it happen. When Sunshine calls, you answer and you show up.
No, because I thought about it, I said, look, we got this weekend, so let's get the final touch to put this top of mind so everybody will know we're not just talking talk, we're talking about something that's an incentive for the youth and parents as well. And it's going to all kick off tonight. So we're going to let Abraham, and I'd love to hear him speak. He's going to do the honors of telling us what we are about to experience beginning today, as he gives you a little recap about what Abraham Sculley has created.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sunshine. I think, first of all, you started the introduction with the fact that we've known each other for 2 months. I feel like it's been years. Because immediately when I met you, you've been so involved as far as the support that we need to do what we're hoping to do in the city. So I want to say thank you for that, being on board, and thank you for being a part of it. As you mentioned, I'm Abraham Sculley. I'm the co-founder and president of Storytelling Solutions of America, also known as SSA. And we're very excited about the work that we do because we're addressing a need in our community, right? Youth mental health. So many young people are struggling with different mental health conditions, or they're just struggling in general and have no tools or ideas on how to cope.
Right.
And what we identified was the need, and what we're hoping to do is to create a solution to that need. So we're kicking things off today, actually.
Yes, today.
Tonight,
Yay!
we have our bingo fundraiser night, where we have the lovely Sonshine, who will be our MC for the night. So keeping things up and hype. We're very excited about that. We also have national best-selling author David McGee, who's actually been to Pensacola before, and he's shared his story on how he lost his son to an accidental overdose. But he's coming back to town to share his story with parents, business leaders, those who want to support youth mental health. And he's very excited. He's actually on his way. I got a text, not long ago about how excited he is to come back and share that. We're going to have, an amazing time. It's an all-black attire event at the SCI building right here downtown Pensacola. So it's easy to access. It's going to be a great thing. And then tomorrow morning on Friday, we have our first annual Youth Mental Health Summit, Inspired Mind Summit 2024. We're bringing together 200 teenagers from across.
How many?
200. 200 teenagers.
That's a lot that's a lot of children together.
I got a call yesterday from an organization in Fort Walton Beach. They said they have a van packed. They're bringing teens down to Pensacola for the summit. That's just one call. Right? We have people traveling into Pensacola from different states for the summit. So what we're very excited about is not only to address youth mental health, but we're bringing awareness to the city of Pensacola.
You got that
we have people who are coming for the first time. We have people who are coming again to experience it for the summit. So we're very excited. They're going to learn from local speakers here in town about how to cope with stress throughout the day. We have Sonny's Barbecue, who is sponsoring the event. We have Bam Snowballs, who is sponsoring, so they'll get great barbecue, great snowballs. We have the founder of the National Suicide Hotline, who's flying into town. He's going to be sharing why he started that platform and why it was important to bring awareness to suicide prevention. Many people are familiar with 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
I learned that from you.
Yeah, right. I'm glad. So he is behind that, right? And he's coming into town to share his story. So we got so many things happening tonight and tomorrow, and we can't wait to bring this to our community.
But you know what? It gives me lots of joy. I see the excitement in your face. And if you could just see his eyes, I mean, it's just so, you know, this is, I believe also why so many people also are drawn to this. When they see something that works and a person that's giving it from the heart, who wouldn't want to be a part of that? Where it's making a difference. And before we came on, we were talking offset. I mean, he's so filled with knowledge, everybody. I just love to talk to him. But we were talking about even with the parents, how they're beginning to realize that they all need help. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I think those two entities work together.
Yeah, we all need help. And I think the quicker we can acknowledge that, the better spaces we can create for our young people.
Right.
Because a lot of the work that we found in what we're doing at SSA is we're empowering the teens, we're empowering them with the language, with the information, with the tools, but then oftentimes, unfortunately, they go back to households and schools and environments where this information is not disseminated. And so they now are looking to support their mental health, but it's not encouraged, whether it's in the household or in other places. And so now, you know, parents and adults are starting to recognize, I think I may need some help too.
Exactly.
And that's a good thing. You know, you talk about my passion and, you know, the excitement about this. I think one of the reasons why you see that, and I know for a fact the reason I'm even in this field is because of my own experience with depression. If I hadn't experienced depression, especially in the way that I did when I was a college student, you know, years ago, I would not care a thing about mental health. No one could convince me that this was important because I didn't have an experience. And one thing I want to relate to, you know, share with other people is, hey, don't wait until you hit crisis to start paying attention to mental health. Don't wait until you have your own experience or it touches home. Let's start to be proactive, right? Let's start thinking about what does it look like to talk about mental health in my household, because you never know who may need support, and you don't want to be in a position where you don't have the resources and you need them. So parents are excited and parents are looking to get involved. With
that, are you finding out that you're seeing that happen more now with the parents and the kids seeking more information together?
So funny enough, we, in addition to our annual Youth Mental Health Summit, we do monthly programs. So we meet every single month. It's open to the entire community. Our most recent event was this past Monday. We had 100 attendees. This was teenagers. We had someone as young as 6 years old. We had individuals as old as in their 70s. So parents are bringing their kids, right?
Not dropping them off.
No, they're in the session and they're asking for resources. They're asking questions. They're wanting to get involved because, Sonshine, as you know, when you think about human beings, no one wants to be in a suffering state or a struggling state. Like when you feel lonely, when you feel isolated, the goal is to feel connected. The goal is to feel better. And so it looks like, we've gotten to a place where we've been feeling not so good for way too long, and now we need something else that can help change things up. And so I'm certain that could be a motivation, but then also parents are seeing, I need to be educated because I see my child struggling and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say the wrong thing. And so rather than dropping them off, they're like, hey, let's pack the car. Let's all go together. Let's learn together and let's be a part of the process.
And I agree with you because there are some things that I see in some cases with people, I think they need to really connect with you because I've been spreading the word to everybody that I know. Everything I've been doing, I've been putting it out there, what you're doing. And I know this is going to grow extremely well because of what you're doing. The outcome that is happening with the events that you're putting on. You mentioned that there was a 6-year-old there.
Yeah.
6-year-olds.
Yeah.
They can be in that depressive state, or
here's the thing.
How you see? I mean, a 6-year-old. That's a baby. I mean.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah.
But the parent, is it a difference in the way they act? Is it a difference in maybe it's in their schoolwork or how they do not connect with other people?
Yeah.
Could it be that? I'm just amazed at a 6-year-old.
Yeah, and it is amazing, right? It's not something that you think about day to day because you're like, you're 6.
That's right.
But here's the thing. Depression doesn't discriminate.
Come on.
Mental health conditions don't discriminate.
Right.
And if we look at what 6-year-olds are exposed to these days.
I think that's what's in my head.
Right?
When I was
whether it's social media,
yeah.
whether it's bullying, whether it is just the normal day-to-day stressors. Maybe they're in households that are volatile and they have to learn how to live in that environment. So there are so many factors that can affect someone's mental health. When I speak about mental health and educate, I like to share with people the simplest definition is that mental health is a state of well-being. That's it. So when you think of mental health, you think of it like on this continuum. On one end of the continuum, positive mental health, you're doing well. In the middle, you're not doing so well, but you can do what you need to do. You can get things done. On the other end, you're not doing well at all. And sometimes you have a diagnosable mental illness. So rather than thinking, am I depressed or not, anxious or not, am I here or not here, it's where am I on the continuum of mental health, so I know if I'm more on this side, the not doing well side, I can do the things necessary to get better.
Absolutely.
So everyone has mental health, and mental illness does not discriminate. So if that's the case, it doesn't matter if you're 6, it doesn't matter if you're 3.
There you go.
Right? Because of the factors that we experience as human beings, it can lead to someone dealing with depression.
And you know, I think there's a stigma in our community.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if I go see, I'm crazy. Yeah. It does not mean that you're crazy. And I want us to get over that, because I think that if we would accept the fact that we should all get help, we will fare better. I think I'm going to share this. I hope she doesn't mind. But your mom was saying a few moments ago how you even opened up for her to realize. You know what I'm saying? I think that's amazing. And you won't believe this. Since we've had the talk, I've met with other people and other people. I need to go talk to somebody. We're laughing, but
it's real.
This is real. I've made this in my mind because I'm seeking a therapist, I believe, that will help me.
I love that.
Because I know I need that help because of the things that I have learned. I'm not embarrassed to say that I know I need the help. I'm not embarrassed to say that you need to go get the help. You understand what I'm saying?
You started this part off with stigma and the shame associated with it. What you just said is how we remove the stigma.
Exactly.
The fact that you said it out loud on Blab TV for me to hear, for anyone to hear, that is exactly how we remove the stigma. And you talk about parents, right? I think rather than passing down all of the negatives that maybe parents or grandparents have received because of the environment that they were in. Let's think about how we can pass down this idea of it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to get help. It's okay to talk about these things. And you mentioned my mom briefly, which I'm excited, you know, that she even shared that with you. But the way I see the work that I'm doing and those who are involved in this work, I see this as legacy work, because now what we're passing down is my kids, their kids. They're not even going to think of stigma when they hear depression, or they're going to think of that's just a normal part of life, and there are things that you can do. There are, you know, certain examples of where we have seen the conversation shift based on certain types of, whether it's illnesses or conditions. HIV, you know, AIDS is one of them, where there was such a stigma at one time, but then there was more conversation and we saw how it started to shift.
People didn't even want to touch anybody.
Didn't even want to touch. You were so nervous. You were so, we didn't have the education, but now we have the education on mental health. And what you just did, which I'm very excited that you're doing that, is how we remove the stigma. We share our stories, and we educate ourselves and educate others. No doubt about it. So listen up, ladies and gentlemen. You see how I get so deep? He's been telling me, go to break, go to break. But listen at this. We're going to go to break, and we're going to come back and talk more with Abraham Sculley about how you, individual, you can get you better right here, Sunshine's Corner. Don't go anywhere.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services is a one-stop shop because you can come get your windshield replaced, and right behind that replacement at the same appointment, we will calibrate the cameras, and when you leave, everything's ready to go. There's no need to go to the dealership, or there's no need to come back for another appointment. We just take care of it at one time. We put the customer first, and we strive to do everything right the first time.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services, your one-stop shop with same-day service.
There are many reasons someone may need in-home care, whether it may be respite care, them recovering from surgery, or having a chronic condition. Having someone dedicated and reliable is imperative. Supplemental Support Care Services was created to provide to those who are in need with quality care that they deserve in the home. Taking it a step further, our main goal is to ensure that Supplemental Support Care Services is where the love and care is top priority.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. Let me invite you, I neglected to do this because I always ask that if you would like to be a part of this conversation, feel free. You can call us at 850-432-7768. You can text that number as well. And I'm pretty sure you are filled with questions because this man has a lot of knowledge that he's sharing with all the things that he's putting together. And the point of it is that I'm noticing you're getting results. And that's what makes the difference, that your hard work, your labor is not done in vain, that there are things that people that are better in their lives. I call it one day at a time.
Yeah.
You know, one child at a time. If it's that way, but you've got to feel good about everything that you're doing, Abraham, that's making a difference. And how are we going to make sure we catapult this even bigger? How are we going to do this so we can get more people involved? Is there a thing called what some people just don't want to do it? They don't want to accept the truth. We were talking about this off air. How are we going to break that wall? Believe me, my dear friends, when you realize something and you see the light bulb come on, it's a difference in how you handle situations.
It really is.
Ooh, that light bulb just go beaming.
It really is. I think, to that, it's important to know that as human beings, we are hardwired for connection. We don't just like connection, we need connection. We need to be connected with one another. In the good book, the good book.
Come on now, that's the book.
Right, he said, it's not good for man to be alone.
That's right.
Right? And the reason is because we need to feel each other. We need to feel seen, heard, valued, and connected. And that's where we start to bring more awareness to this conversation. That's how we help others to get to the place where they're seeking support if they need it, is we connect with them first, right? A lot of times, I think the misconception is if I educate you, then you're gonna take the information and utilize it, but it doesn't always work that way. We have to build a connection. And so what we do at Storytelling Solutions of America, it's all in the name, storytelling. We tell stories, right? We have a cohort of teenagers over the last few months, they've been doing public speaking training in our public speaking training program. They are our youth storytellers. Tomorrow, for our annual Youth Mental Health Summit, they're gonna be our keynote speakers because they've learned how to speak, they've learned how to share their stories, and now they're gonna share it in front of 200 of their peers tomorrow. So the way we do it is we build that connection. How do I connect to another person? The easiest way is I share my story. If there's something that I feel, you may connect with, I need to check in with myself. Do I feel comfortable? Is there any way that I can allow myself to be vulnerable enough to share bits and pieces of my story to build that connection? Once we build that connection, now we can provide education. Right. And I shared just a little bit ago, what is mental health, right? I said a state of well-being. I said, the continuum. But you can't start there if I connect with you and then I share, hey, mental health is a state of well-being. And as a matter of fact, we all have mental health. And as a matter of fact, we all go up and down that continuum. Now you're more ears, you're more, tuned into what I'm saying enough to say, I think I may need to see somebody, right? And I didn't say it. You did. You came up with that because of the connection that we were able to form. So I think that's one thing that we can do to help. And then obviously just continue to educate ourselves, right? Knowledge is power. You said that, right? And I think about, well, if I don't know something and I want to get to a different level, why not figure out how to understand that thing so I can get there? Somebody said insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and accepting different results.
Exactly.
You can't expect different results if you're doing the same thing, right? It's insane, right? So I'm like, well, if I'm not getting what I want to get, if I'm not feeling the way I want to feel, let me learn new information so I can do a different thing, so I can make the adjustment and get to where I want to go.
Absolutely. Such great work you're doing. Now, let me find out. Now, like with the youth that you have speaking, some of the speakers are going to be speaking to their own. Now, how do you think about this? Young people, when you're the people that you encamp around, the people that you are with, that you're going to be getting that positivity. I think that's another thing that we got to teach our kids. It's also about who you hang with.
Yeah. And that's one of the cool things that we're excited about for the summit tomorrow, Friday, July 19th at Gateway Church of Christ, is every teenager that wants to be there will be there.
I love that.
Right?
Wants to be
they
there.
want to be there. They have self-selected, like, I saw this, I heard this, Mom, I want to be there. Dad, I want to be there. So that changes the dynamics of the environment. When you have 200 teenagers who want to be there, who want to learn about mental health, who want to learn how to share their stories, who want to be involved in this conversation, that is what changes the trajectory of where we are right now.
Oh, okay.
And you know, you think about, you know, there are some teenagers who maybe have no idea about mental health, but they want to learn. They're going to meet someone at the summit who has some information, right? And it's a peer, so they get to connect with peers who are like-minded. So we're excited about
And that's what I think what I'm saying, what I wanted to say in a nutshell. So here's somebody like me, somebody my age, we're thinking on the same, so we can up and help each other.
Yeah.
Because if the flow of people that you're hanging with, because I do believe that sometimes our kids think that, you know, hey, that's not it.
It's not, especially if it's not getting you to where you want to be.
It's not going to get you where you want to be.
But I think sometimes they just don't have the information that there are other ways. Right. Right. You know, there are a lot of teenagers who cope with the day-to-day stressors that they feel in certain ways because that's all they know. Right. They never learn that you can practice deep breathing right where you stand, and it can help to lower how anxious you feel.
I'm learning.
Rather than pumping something, or rather than doing something, right? Rather than doing something that is possibly unhealthy to cope, right? Because it does help to lower some anxiety, but it's not the healthiest way, some of the routes that they choose to take. Now they learn, I can sit right here and practice some deep breaths and get the same result. So what we're finding is that, you know, there are some teens that just don't have the information. They don't know that there are other things, and so when they're exposed to it, they have an opportunity to utilize
With you being this wealth of information and you're reaching these young people, a young man as you are yourself, do you find that a lot of the kids are gravitating towards you? I mean, they just want to cling to you?
One thing that I notice is that when you bring information to someone who is hungry, they're going to cling to that. Right. There are so many young people who don't have spaces to give them what they need as far as mental health education or just a safe space to talk about these things. Right. So when you're hungry for it long enough and you hear somebody who got the water and you're thirsty, or they got the food and you're hungry, that's what they cling to. So I wouldn't go as far as to say it's clinging to me, but the work that we're doing as an organization, because there's such a need, it's an obvious need, especially right here in our community, but because there's such a great need, right? And they're already hungry, they're already thirsty, they hear it, they see it, and they're like, that's what I want to be a part of.
Okay. With you being so young yourself, do you see or feel whether with the young people, and I admire what you're doing. You're so focused to be such a young man, and you have taken on such a huge responsibility. And I do believe it was from God. That he gave you this gift so that you can reach, right? Because with the young people today, not having this, I'll say it nice and smooth, they don't have it at home. Maybe it's a one-parent home, and possibly a two-parent home, but there could be some things in there that's rather negative. And when the child that goes to the summit that you're having, and they're learning this, and if the parents are somewhat standoffish, does that affect the child in their progression and what you're doing?
It can definitely, because if the child is learning information to help themselves, but then they feel like the people who they love the most are not supportive of the information, then they feel that they don't want me to be well. They don't want me to feel healthy. So it's not that, you know, there's any other tension besides the fact of, well, I learned this information to help myself and you're not supportive of this. So maybe you don't want me to help myself. And that's one of the reasons why we have multiple opportunities to not only engage the teens, but the parents in the same space. Like I mentioned, our monthly program that happens, a lot of the teens and families that come to our programs every month are the ones who, you know, the first ones to register for the summit. And there are a lot of teens who, you know, attend the summit, and they'll learn that, hey, I can continue to be in these spaces every single month. I can bring my parents every month. And it's just a testament to how important this work is. On a Monday night, this past Monday night, 100 people came out, right? Monday. On a Monday. They got work in the morning, you know?
So just got friends for a long weekend.
Right,
exactly.
and that too. So it's like, I see what they're saying, I'm guessing, is that this is so important that I will do whatever it takes to be in the room on a Monday night.
Absolutely.
And so we're seeing that the need is great, and we want to be able to support parents and families.
Absolutely. What's the events that's coming up this weekend?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask this first. Now, how are we getting the message out to get more people to come into your monthly summits, your monthly meetings?
So we're on all social media platforms, Storytelling Solutions of America. That's one thing that, you know, because of who we're looking to reach, we got to be on social media.
That, right?
So and spreading the word, you know, getting an opportunity to be on your platform on Sonshine's Corner and share the work that we're doing. That's another way that we can spread the word. But like I said, every month it's open to the public. It's open to the community. We got free food. Thanks to all of our sponsors in the community. You know, too many to even name right now, but we're able to give away gifts. We've given away TVs. We've given away different games. You know, and it's free. All they show up and they eat food. They have great conversations. They connect in community. They win prizes, and then they go home.
Absolutely.
Right? So why would you not attend that? Especially if you know this is a conversation that's necessary right now. So that's the way that, you know, we spread the word, and we continue to connect with community leaders, business leaders who are in spaces where they may not know about the work that we're doing that can help us to spread the information.
I want to say this too now. He said you got food, you got games, you're giving away great big TVs. Don't let that be your motivation only. Now, but what I'm going to.
But if it motivates you,
if that motivates you to get up, so come on. But look, know that you don't have to cook that day. Just come on.
There it is.
You don't have to cook that day, so come on in. And check this out. If you need another TV, you might be the person who'll win that. Just use that as a, you know,
I like it.
A little bit to get you motivated to come out, because I think the more we do, because there's a lot that goes on here in Pensacola. And I see that you are touching every area of the city, not just one, because there's some areas I think need more help than others.
Yeah.
You know, and West Pensacola.
Yeah.
I think what you're doing is going to be a game changer there.
Yeah.
I mean, getting more people from the West Side to interact with all of these programs that you have that can better, and with the parents as well. And I'm so glad to hear you say that the parents are becoming more involved, because I think that's a key for the success of the children.
Yeah.
You know,
long-term success.
The long-term success, because mom, like you say, it goes from 6 to 70. If a 70-year-old feel like, okay, I need to get this so I can plant some more seeds so this can be a positive garden that's growing. So look, let's get more.
Yeah.
You know, I can name a million things that I hear you talking about. I'm listening to your words, and I hear the passion. The passion is good, but what I'm saying to you today, Abraham, I don't just hear, but I see the actions. Some people talk, and the actions are not there. But you see, I believe the action speaks louder than words. And what you're doing is your actions. When you're on social media, every time I open it up, I see you over here at another place. I say, here's another. I say, oh my God, he's doing it again. You're everywhere, but that's what it takes, and your heart is in your work. If you don't have it on the inside, you're just going to go through the motions. And you can see that in the difference in what you're doing with the productivity of the people that you're reaching. I can't wait to hear some of them speak tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Because I know it's going to be, I'm really,
tonight and tomorrow.
I'm thinking about
because
tonight.
our storytellers will be speaking tonight as well. Those same teenagers who've been doing public speaking training over the last few months, they're going to be speaking tonight at the fundraiser.
Really?
Yeah. So you'll hear them tonight and tomorrow.
And I can't wait to hear this gentleman that's coming in from Mississippi.
Oh man, he is so excited. Like I mentioned, he can't wait to come back to Pensacola. And you know, so many parents deal with the fentanyl crisis. He lost his son.
That makes me want to cry.
He lost his son to you know, an accidental overdose. Obviously wasn't expected, but it shifted his life in such a way. A devastating situation shifted his life to where now he's using that experience to impact and empower so many people. David McGee, he's written, you know, best-selling books, spoken all over the country, CBS, ABC, bunch of different news stations, media channels, and he has chosen to come to Pensacola to spend time with us. So we're calling, you know, as many business leaders in our community who have any inclination of the importance of youth mental health. They want to learn, how do I support this? How do I even get to understand what is Storytelling Solutions of America? What can we do? Because those same business leaders are parents. Those same business leaders are grandparents. Those same business leaders are mentors, right? And we as a community, if we come together, I think we can do so much for the community.
I'm a firm believer. Collectively, we put all of our resources together. There's nothing that we can't do. I believe that from my heart. We're going to continue to talk with Abraham Sculley. I got to talk more about this event, but tonight, because this is great big black attire that's going to be so suave. So stay close. We're going to be talking more. If you've got questions, want to get involved with Abraham Sculley, you can call us up at 850-432-7768, or you can text that number as well. But stay close. We've got more information to share right here on Sunshine's Corner. Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your menwear needs.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I wanted to tell you more about our powertrain warranty forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the powertrain warranty forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with a powertrain warranty forever at Icon Automotive.
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m. Hosted by Sergeant Melanie Peterson and David Craig. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
Go back to being a kid again. Head on over to Bubba's Sweet Spot. We've got house-made caramels, fudge, pralines, marshmallows, and lots and lots and lots and lots of chocolate. Looking for more traditional candy? We've got you. Our walls are covered head to toe in all the classics, from taffy to gummies and lollipops to gumballs. And don't forget our ice cream. With endless toppings and dipped cones, we've got what you're craving. Let us take you back to a time when every problem could be solved with candy. At Bubba's Sweet Spot.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. I tell you, I am so involved in the conversation. When he's talking to me, I'm forgetting. Okay, he said, okay. But the reason why I'm so excited about this, because I love the results and I see this. And what I want to talk about now is the event that we have tonight. Do we have space yet for people to come?
We have a few spots left, Sonshine. And like I mentioned, we want to reach out to anyone in the community who has any sort of influence, right? Any sort of influence, because if we don't have those individuals in the room, we're limited to the impact that we can make.
Of course.
So we still have tickets available, as you mentioned, earlier, all black attire. We're gonna have our red carpet, situation going on. It's gonna be an amazing time. We have a few companies that are catering. We'll have some mocktails there. We'll have a great charcuterie board. We'll be playing some bingo.
Come on.
So it's gonna be a great time, a fun experience. We're gonna have a DJ as well. A great experience, but more importantly, we're bringing awareness and raising funds to support youth mental health.
Exactly.
What can we do as a community collectively so that the impact is greater? So we have tickets available, and individuals can register on Eventbrite. They can go to our website, SSASummit, SUMMIT.org. Get their tickets, I would say right now.
Yeah,
right
now.
Right now, so that they can be in attendance tonight.
Let me say this. I want to do a plea to a lot of people that I know that watch this show. Do you hear all of the great results that he's having? Do you see the extent that he's using himself to reach these children? I'm asking you, there are people that we've had on, there are people that will say that they want to do anything that they can help. I want you to be that person to reach out to Abraham to help in this event that we're having. To raise money so we can continue with the things that we're having, like tomorrow, the summits, that we can continue to reach the children. I know that you're there, and I know that you want to make that difference. You can call them today and say, look, I want to make a donation. You can do that today, but the fact of it is, if you want to be a part of this event, you got a few spots left.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody just called. How much are the tickets?
So they're $50 if you want.
Nothing.
It's nothing, right? That's what I thought. I was like, we just gonna do 50? This is a fundraiser. So $50 for a ticket if you're taking two people, right? We have a discount at $85 for two, right? So we've even discounted that, and comes with a bunch of different things. So you'll have a drink included, you'll have food included, you'll have a bingo card included. Any additional bingo, you'll have to, obviously, purchase bingo cards. But but more importantly, Sonshine, as you've already mentioned, it's what we're doing it for.
Right.
To put on a summit at the level of which we're doing it, bringing the founder of the National Suicide Hotline, bringing in traveling speakers, making sure that we have a beautiful venue, making sure that everyone is fed, all 200 of our teenagers and all 60 of our volunteers, right? It requires money. You can't do this.
Nothing like that is free.
You can't do this without resources. And as a startup, organization, nonprofit organization, we've been around, for 2 years now.
Right.
But we're a startup, so a lot of what we're doing is coming out of, our resources.
Most certainly.
And thankfully, we've been able to have sponsorship from, some organizations, and I want to plug a few of them because I'm very grateful. Titanium Wireless, University of West Florida College of Health, Lakeview Center, Sonny's Barbecue, BAM Snowballs. So some of our community, is hearing about it, and they're saying, I want to financially support and commit myself to this work. And what we're asking for is, we have much more of our community that is untapped. And if you have any desire or inclination that youth mental health is important, let's have a conversation.
Absolutely.
So let's see what we can do together.
Absolutely. And I want to impress on this as well. The event tonight, you know how, you're giving the kids something that they probably don't get to go to at that level too often. But it's like they see it on TV. I'm walking on the red carpet. I mean, they think they're the BET Awards. I mean, but you understand what I'm saying. To give them another level of life instead of the norm. You're taking them to let them see something else. And ladies and gentlemen, mom, dad, everybody who's watching, everybody who can pass the word, please, let's support Abraham and what he's doing. Do you think this gentleman that's being flown in, these people are free? No.
Don't mistake that.
No. Do you think all
food
these
is free?
Come on. No. Do you think that all of this stuff that you're putting together at the level that you're doing it is free? No. This is another reason I always ask. Let me paint this picture. You go to McDonald's. If you got a car full, you got 3 or 4 people in the car, you're gonna spend $50. You hear what I'm saying? And you're getting that processed food. If you go to Wendy's, they're a little bit more expensive. You're going to spend more than $50 just to get that. So what am I saying? Get dressed up. Nice event, nice place where you're holding it. I mean, and then you get a phenomenal speaker. You get a great MC.
That's right. Sonshine, the one and only.
But no, I say that $50 is nothing.
Nothing.
Because we throw that away daily by pulling up to a fast food restaurant. But all I'm saying is use that wisely, because what he's doing is not to benefit just Abraham. This is talking about our kids. It's benefiting the kids, the entire family. It's giving us knowledge on things that we can better ourselves in so many ways. So let's not hold back on the things that we need to get the help for. Let's do that freely and look at the huge astronomical results that you're going to receive from this in the long run.
And you know, to that point also, Sonshine, this happens once a year. So for those of you who are listening, right, and you miss this, if you miss this, you have to wait until next year. Let's not make that. Let's not make that mistake. You know, and all of what you're saying, you know, 100% agree with. We had a decision to make. If we were going to do these events, were we going to just do these events?
I hear you.
Or were we going to do these events?
Exactly.
When you think of the level of effort and work that, and I'm so grateful for my team, that everyone is volunteers. Mind you,
come on,
everyone has said, I want to be a part of this mission. I will do whatever it takes, right? When I think about the time, right? A lot of people last night didn't get sleep because we're, you know,
everybody, I'm sure they're like,
the effort that goes into putting an event together at this scale, it requires a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and the reason we decided to do it this way is because when those teens step foot into that summit, when those individuals step foot into this event tonight, this fundraiser, they're going to feel like, wow, this is for me.
Thank you.
You did this for me. You care about me this much that you would put this together with such intentionality and with such a level of excellence for me. And that's what we want to create for these teens, because you know, gone are the days where we throw things together and put a name on it and say we got it done, we checked the box. No, we're gonna do whatever it takes, and you know, raise however much funds it takes to do it with excellence.
Exactly.
Because when those experience the work that we're doing, we want them to understand that we see you, we love you, we did this for you.
Absolutely. And I always I try to put this in the thought in your process. These are youth that's going to be out tomorrow. These are the people that's out tomorrow. So let's invest in the most valuable thing there is our youth that's going to be representing us when we are at that stage where, you know, I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do always. I don't know, but I will try.
Yeah.
But
I think you will. Sonshine, I think you will.
Nah. One of these days I want to just stop by and just watch.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, though, now, the point that I'm trying to make is, let's invest in something that's great, which is our kids. Let's invest in somebody where you can see where your investment, what it is producing.
Yeah.
Because we see what you're doing.
And I think, you know, the investment is financially.
Yes.
It's also time.
Yes.
We have a ton of, like I mentioned, at least 13 events that we do every year, at least. Volunteer, though, we need volunteers to help with that. So there may be someone watching who's saying, well, you know, I am not necessarily in a position to contribute financially. What can I do as a volunteer? How can I support? By giving my time. Right? And that's also an opportunity as far as investing in our future.
No doubt. If you would like to be a part of this, please don't wait too late, because we're talking about tonight.
Tonight.
Early afternoon.
Tonight.
Early evening.
Once the tickets are gone, they're gone. That's it.
That's it. And now the doors open at
5:30.
You see
tonight,
what I'm saying? We're
July
not talking,
18th.
There you go. We got to go home and get pretty. I mean, but just think about it. I know that the youth are totally excited about this, and you said something that's precious. When they walk in and see the magnitude that you have taken this level, you're not just going in there with somebody, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're walking into something with elegance.
Yeah.
I mean, taking them to another level, there's more to it than drop it like it's hot. It's something that you can go above that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drop it like hot when you out
You
there.
can drop it like it's hot on Wednesday.
David.
And then on Thursday. Yeah, and
But
that's
you understand what I'm saying?
100%.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Out of love, let's do this. 850-432-7768. You can call or text if you want to talk about making you a donation or to help this or get your tickets or just to give Abraham his props. To let him know what he's doing is so much appreciated. And I run into so many people daily that watch this show that I didn't think. Okay? Let me say good morning to you, Bert. When I walked into the meeting on yesterday, he watches the show. But awesome. Your name was flowing yesterday in the air, like, wow. So that let me know that things are working out just right, what you're doing. So I'm asking the community, us as a community, I didn't say you, I said us, as a community, putting our resources together for the good. Let's make that happen. I'm going to say this, and I don't want you to take this in a derogatory way. I'm just being transparent and real. Let's not put that $50 in those nails this week. Let's put that $50 on a child. I'm just saying. Because I think when we use our monies, let's make sure that we're putting it to something that's going to better them for tomorrow. Yeah. And when I see something that's working, Abraham, if I didn't believe in what you were doing, no way would I be talking to you again.
I know it. I know it.
If I didn't believe in, been following you and just watching you, I wouldn't be as heartfelt as I am about it because I see what you're doing is from the heart. And when I had the opportunity, we went to the church. When did I come? Friday?
One of these days.
One of those days. And then how they've got this set up for the venue tomorrow is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And I tell you that the building is beautiful. And I'm saying that I'm making all of these points, but he's going out of his way to show our youth a different way of life. It's a different way of life. That's once you have a foundation that's strong, and even you may be in a situation now, some of the kids where we are going to bring them back to another side of life. If your foundation is strong, then your sides are going to stand. If your foundation is strong, then the roof is not going to cave in. If your foundation is strong and you're building a foundation so that they'll be able to step into tomorrow so their sides will stand, that they can have that strength to take another step and do something positive to bring somebody else along to help them. So that's what I'm saying for you as well. Let's keep this foundation, make it even stronger. Stay here. We got more to share with you right here on Sunshine's Corner.
I just remembered it's election day. Are you going to vote?
I don't know. I don't think I'll have time today.
Millions of eligible voters in America never make it to the polls or even register to vote. When you don't vote, you're letting other people make decisions for you and pick the things your taxes will pay for. Voting is more than a civic duty. It gives you a voice about the priorities and the future of your community and our nation. Voting gives you a seat at the table.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
Hey fellas, my name is Daniel Denny, owner of the Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering from ED and the bedroom has become your worst nightmare, where you no longer have the self-confidence you used to have, it doesn't have to be that way. We can help. You're not alone. We have over a 90+% success ratio with our patients. I'm so confident you'll be pleased with the results that if we can help you, there's no charge for the office visit. I'll personally cover it.
Hello, my name is Eric, and this was my first visit to Little John's. The selection, the pricing here, and the customer service were outstanding. I would definitely recommend. The staff was very friendly, and they'll get you what you need.
Hi, this is John with Little John's Big and Tall here in Pensacola, Florida at 5700 North Davis Highway. Check us out at littlejohnsbigandtall.com, where we can take care of you with extra large up to 14X and large tall to 6X tall.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner, where we're talking with Mr. Abraham Sculley. Oh, wow, that's doing so many great things in this community. Abraham, we were talking about different foundations. Now, I'm going to say this. I hear there's so many different things. If you look on social media, there's so many different things that's going here, there, and everywhere. I believe if we would just think about this, if we would all come together, if we're working toward the same thing, if we're working toward the same goal, do we need that many wings? Can't we just bring them all together?
Yeah.
I mean, do you understand what I'm saying when I say that?
I do understand what you're saying. And where I see it being important to have many wings is if all of those different wings are doing different things that help the body. You know, going back to back to the good book, right? The Bible, when it talks about we all have different roles for the body, and I think when you have multiple wings that each do your own thing very well for the greater mission, then let's have a bunch of wings. But if we're all doing the same things and not doing it well, then I think, you know, we end up with a bunch of wings. You know,
I'm going to say this too, and I have to be transparent. Do you think maybe if we take some of us think that I did this or I did that, I didn't do anything. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying when I say that? Let's take the focus off I and put it on us, even with all the wings. I think sometimes I run into people say, no, I did this, I did this. Well, then I don't think your focus is in the right place.
I see where you're going. You know, to that point, I think one thing that drives me is the fact that I'm on assignment. What I'm doing right now in my life has nothing to do with me. It's visible. You can see it. I'm just a tool for the assignment. So when I received the assignment and I said yes to it, that is what gets me up. That's not me. So, and I think that's a very rare case, which is unfortunate, because when you're on assignment, there are things that don't affect you that would affect you if you were solely focused on you.
Exactly.
But because you're on assignment, you're like, well, the assignment is the assignment, whether it's me or not. How do we complete the assignment?
Exactly.
How do we get to, you know, the A+ at the end of the day that you did your job? And that's what I think is a difference maker in the decisions that I make as far as our organization at large. And, you know, as you know, our board of directors, we were talking, you know, offline as far as how everyone on our team, number one, is volunteers. So they're committing their lives and time to this, their resources to this. But everyone is highly qualified. Everyone doesn't have to be here who's here, but they chose to be here. And they are highly qualified. And, you know, when we come together, we talk assignment talk. We don't talk about how do we elevate the organization. We talk about how do we end the stigma. How do we end suicide? Like, how do we, that's assignment work. That's not what it, you know, you understand what I'm saying? So I think that's what makes it unique, and I think that's why we're seeing the types of results that we're seeing, is because you can't get results if you're not actually on assignment. And everyone that's a part of our organization understands the assignment, right? And we're working every single day to get closer to our goals as an organization.
You're going to reach them too. I know that you will. And I want to ask you about in the inspire part.
Yeah.
Did you come? Was that a God-given that he called that inspire? That title, that did Abraham go to sleep one night and say, boom?
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't remember. Well, you know, so I do other work outside of what I do at, you know, for the nonprofit. The nonprofit is kind of like my volunteer work, but I also, you know, I run a consulting agency full time. And so there were different moments where the inspire part came up and I realized what it was. But I will share this. When I decided that inspire was a good word, I started to do some searching on it. What I found was that when we think of inspiration, we think of this feeling that happens that makes us feel good or in a position to do a thing that we probably wouldn't have done. But that's what I thought until I started to do research and I started to think, what is inspired? What does it mean to be inspired? And what I found was that inspiration is not just a feeling. When you inspire someone, that person who is inspired now acts.
There you go.
They change, they make a decision, and that's what we want to do. Feeling good is great. You're going to get that. But we're going to give you enough tools to where you leave inspired. So when you leave to act, implement the information that you just received.
Absolutely. Let's give over to tomorrow because we're going to be there. I'm going to be there tomorrow, right there, tomorrow morning as well.
Yeah.
And everybody, we are going to be doing things there. So the show won't be live in the morning because I'm going to be out collecting so I can bring back to you what has inspired me to go out and be there in person, taking that action, I'm moving, so I can bring it back to share everybody what you're doing. So we're gonna be putting pieces together all about the summit on tomorrow. And thank you for asking me to be a part because I just love it. Yeah. And you'll get to see yourself on TV.
That's right. That's right. And here's the thing: tomorrow, the Youth Mental Health Summit, Inspired Mind Summit 2024, it's free.
That's right.
We still have a few tickets available. Our parents, teens can go to SSASummit, SUMMIT.org. Get your free ticket, right? Free. You're getting food. You're getting a nice Summit t-shirt.
There you go.
You're getting swag bags. We have a ton of vendors from United Way of West Florida, from Suicide Prevention Coalition, from mental health related organizations, survivor-led solutions, so bringing awareness to trafficking, right? And all of these different organizations to share resources with our team participants. It is for teens 13 to 18 years old, and we're excited because of what will happen as a result of this event.
Well, you see, everybody, tomorrow's going to be a fantastic day. Tonight's going to be a fantabulous night. I made my word there. Okay?
I like it.
But look, it's time to go. Can you believe our hour is up?
Already?
Already. But look, we'll get to see each other later.
Yeah.
But everybody, please remember now, you can still get and be involved with this tonight. I'm leaving you as I do every day. Never lose your focus. Always remember to keep God first in whatever you do. Handle your situation like that. I guarantee you this, you're going to be a total success. Until the next time, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone.